Hey everybody, hey traders, happy Monday. Chris Pulver here. Welcome to the weekly outlook. It is the week of October 19th through the 23rd. Pretty important week, pretty historical week. It is October 19th, and if you're a financial market buff or somebody that's followed along with what's been happening, 1987, Black Monday, where the Dow Jones sold off in a panic. Here we are, 31 years later. And the NASDAQ is sitting for the year at 30% in profit, or performance-wise up 30%. The S&P is up 7.83%. The Dow Jones is up 1/4 of 1%. So the Dow's pretty much flat for the year. The S&P has etched out some highs, and the NASDAQ just had this crazy run with big tech leading the way. Facebook and Twitter are under a ton of pressure right now with what they can and can't censor, what they are and are not censoring. And likely, I would say that either Zuckerberg and or Jack Dorsey will be subpoenaed by Congress or the Senate in a very short amount of time to see what the heck's going on. So more drama surrounding big tech. That might weigh on them a little bit. If we take a look at the markets today and news this week, let me see what I have here. I'm just scrolling through. So we have some earnings reports this week. Let me take a peek at that. Earnings reports for this week, pretty decent news. We have IBM, Netflix, Snap, Procter & Gamble, Lockheed Martin, Tesla, Verizon, Gilead, which I actually own, Intel, Coca-Cola, Southwest, American Express, and Barclays. We are in talks right now with another, coronavirus round 2 for the U.S. Democrats, Republicans, still at it. Whether they're going to have something passed before the election, we'll find out. We have a presidential election on Thursday. It is the final one, and it's coming down to the wire, right? We have 2 weeks before Election Day. As of tomorrow, I think tomorrow it's going to be 2 weeks until the election. November 3rd, some states are already allowing voting now, so if you're out there, go ahead and vote early. Some are, questioning the integrity of the absentee ballots. That is an opinion. Historically speaking, I know that we're probably going to see way more absentee ballots than ever before. Can the system handle it? Hopefully, popular vote is safe. Electoral college, we'll see how it stacks up. I looked at a website last week. I shared this in my weekly outlook. I've talked about this in my trading room. There are a lot of simulations out there that are pretty interesting, like 40,000 different scenarios. And right now it has, I believe, Biden winning. Let me go to that website really quickly. So election 2020. We talked about this last week. Let's see if this has been updated. So as of the 19th, there's an update. So I'm going to go ahead and read through this. Latest news, President Trump running out of time. Biden leads by double digits in national polls, state level polling. Again, 40,000 simulations ran through this particular website. Thought that was pretty cool. They do have Biden winning in a high majority of them with different scenarios playing out with the Electoral College. Look, I'm not going to believe any of this until it's actually happening. So I know we're only 2 weeks out from the election. We have election night, we have election week, election month, absentee ballots. We've got a blue shift, a red shift. All these things are up there. The Supreme Court could get involved. Trump could declare like victory. I mean, all these situations we know are out there, and that's why the screenshot from today is simplify, right? There's so much news about the coronavirus package. There's so much news about the election. So much news about coronavirus. I mean, it's hot spots again all over the world. The UK and parts of Europe are going into lockdown measures once again. It's getting very messy once again. Now, I'm looking at the markets. I'm looking at the technicals, and so far, being that it's an anniversary to Black Monday, we're still not seeing any major sell-offs today. The markets don't seem to be derailed as of yet. So the U.S. markets are down just a fraction of 1%. Gold is up around 1910, but it's dropping off those highs. Oil hanging tough. I know we have OPEC talks, I think, today, and they're looking for pretty significant production cuts to keep oil prices stable and hopefully start to lift oil prices as well. So back into this really quickly, I wanted to highlight, if anybody is interested in trading with me and trading with my team, Gary Fickhart, Tyson Clayton, we're going to be trading during the election week, sessions on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It is free for everybody to join us on Monday, November 2nd. All right. So this is an absolutely free event for anybody that's inside of Market Traders. You should definitely be in this event. For anyone that's not in Market Traders, we would absolutely love to see a ton of new names, a ton of new faces. It's virtual, but we want thousands and thousands of traders and investors out there being with us. So you can join us for free on Monday. If you're interested in trading with us and trading live with us on Tuesday and Wednesday, I think it's going to cost you like 10 bucks, 15 bucks, 20. It's, I mean, I don't know what the price is. Let me see if it's in here. Your free ticket gives you access to, we're going to do 2 sessions on November 2nd. So you get 2 free sessions with us. We're planning out everything. We have a blueprint for if Trump wins, if Biden wins, what big levels we're looking at. And if you wanted to trade live with us on Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe that price might be like $10 or $20. We do a session on YouTube every single week called the Ask an Analyst session. It's great information. We're talking about stocks and Forex. We're putting things into perspective. What do we like in our respective trading rooms? What we're planning for the week. These sessions are absolutely free. So the more, the merrier. Everyone's welcome to join us on Monday. If you're interested in trading with us live and seeing what systems and strategies we're using and deploying and trading live together, you can join us on Tuesday, Wednesday for a very small fee. Like I said, like $10 or $20, just to show us you're interested, right? So I have the link. I'll include that inside the notes again for this video. So take a look at that. And the earlier that you get involved, the more stuff you're going to get ahead of this. So in fact, I'm going to have a video coming out this week on where I'm at right now, 2 weeks out of the election. What am I looking for? What are my big levels in the stock market? What are my big levels? What currency pairs am I looking to see influence on with when everything unfolds around the election? What, the dollar, the yen, the pound's been under some pressure lately with Brexit, which is still going on right now. The euro's under some pressure because we have new lockdown measures hitting parts of Europe, the UK as well. So it's just there's a lot going on, right? I mean, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and like, what do I do? Well, I'm telling you, we're going to simplify everything. We all have a plan. It's all about sound equity management and good, clean decision making, not be reactive, not be emotional. Let's make sure that we keep a cool head about us. Okay, so we're about to dive into the chart. So we understand that there's risk in trading. Please and always use trade capital only. If you're following me out there on social media, what I'd really love for everyone to do right now before I go through this video, please in this YouTube channel, click that like button, that little thumbs up button, and subscribe to this channel. I know that I get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 views on most of my videos, and I see about 50 likes, 100 likes. That's great, but right now as I'm asking, smash that like button for me. I know that sounds like you watch every other video and they're all doing the same thing. They're just begging, like, hit the like button, but it does make a big deal. Plus, if this is good information for you and you pass this along, if you hit that like button, it actually helps my videos get out there for more people to see. So videos like my Keep It Seriously Simple video series, where I'm talking about equity management and adding to winning positions and trading trend lines and support resistance, things that everybody could use and benefit from. That little like button goes a long way to getting my subject up there for other people to see. So anyway, appreciate that. Hit the like button and let's get to it. All right, so let's go into the charts. I want to take a look at where we are with the S&P 500. We're currently flat on the S&P, around 0.14%. The SPY is down. Futures is where are we at here on futures? We are a fraction, pretty much just flat on the day. Look at futures on the 4-hour chart. This is E-mini futures for the S&P 500. It is selling off recently in the last 4 hours. That would be from 9 a.m. onwards. So this actually started at 9 a.m. right around the U.S. Open, and we are dropping pretty handily on the day. Dow Jones has now creeped into negative territory. NASDAQ is flat for now, but selling off. Look at that volatility on the NASDAQ. You can follow the ETF, the Q, same thing. I did take some partial profits last week on Amazon and Microsoft and Google. I'm trying to think anything else. I took some profits on First Horizon National. So let me take a quick peek at those. Let's go into this really quickly. Not sure what's going on with my search here, but I am looking for stocks, and my keyboard doesn't really want to work. M, Z, N, there we go. Weird. Amazon is selling off. So I took profit near the highs around 34.63. Amazon Prime actually did announce a pretty solid Amazon Prime 48 hours. Apple released iPhone 12, but did it change the stock prices? So Amazon is sliding off the highs. Let's go to gosh darn it. I don't know what's going on with this. This is annoying. Something with my video must be AAPL. There we go. I'm just going to check one more. I'm not going to do this forever. So, all right. Apple. Where are we at for Apple? Pausing. We did have a gap higher into early trading last week on Monday. I did take some partial profits in this little inefficiency for the short term. I bought Apple right around 103, took some more profits there. I'm looking to see if I can have some bearish structure on big tech, including Amazon and Apple, and Google and Facebook and Twitter for that matter. But the tech stocks that have kind of led the way and kind of kept things afloat. Why the Q has had a 60+% rally off the lows from March. But if everything is going to start to deteriorate, and again, I keep thinking about this historical significance of the S&P 500. If we are negative going into the election, what that has meant for the last 80 plus years in election years, with the president, the incumbent president losing if the stock market is in the red. Coronavirus cases surging. We'll see what the markets are doing. It's just outside of 2 weeks before election night, so I think that Trump has an uphill battle if the markets are selling off. Period. The markets and investors are essentially making him the fall guy for a weaker economy, whether it's in his control or not, right? So anyway, that's just, like I said, historical significance. Let's get into the other charts today. Currency pairs that I'm interested in, stocks I'm interested in, essentially this. I stand by what I've talked about for months now in stocks. I see some good structure. I've taken some partial profits. I've had a fantastic March, April, May, all the way through the summer. So much opportunity to take a ton of profit in stocks. Did I miss out on some? Of course. I missed out on a ton of stocks. Essentially, you could have bought nearly anything this year and made money. So what did I wait for? I had chart alarms going off. I bought all of the stocks that I wanted to. I had all that available cash from, trailing stop loss in 2018, sitting on the sidelines, being patient. I bought dips on ETFs. I bought Vanguard quite a bit and enjoyed this rally in the stock market. I bought a lot of individual stocks in different sectors, and the payout was pretty tremendous. I don't think this is going to be, just the new thing. Like it was a great opportunity to buy, but I don't think we're in this full-fledged recovery like everyone wants to possibly think that we are. The reality is unemployment claims are still very high. Coronavirus isn't going away. There's problems that are popping up just like we had back in March and April. Why was this such an accelerated move? Because it was exploiting all of the issues. The distribution and supply chains throughout the global economy, how money flows throughout the global economy, over leveraging. This was really an act of deleveraging by massive corporations and big market movers. So, are we out of the woods? No, I think this, again, I'm way more cautious and conservative going into the election, going into the end of the year. If the market finds a way to just keep rallying, so be it. But I don't see that being sustainable. So I'd rather have cash in hand, margin available, make good decisions, join us for that election event and see how we do it. I don't want to get overcommitted. All right. So speaking of that, some of my trades for the last couple of weeks inside of the Forex market, I did end up taking some profit this morning. Actually, it was last night. I checked my charts last night right around 5 p.m. I saw that the Aussie CAD had gapped. Here is the 4-hour chart on the Aussie CAD. We gapped lower. Let's see if I can show this on the 1-hour chart. So we had a gap lower on the Aussie CAD right here at 5 p.m. last night. So markets open, gapped lower, filled that gap, came back up here and started to drop. That is the 18th last night, came up here and started to drop for the last about 12 or so hours, 12 to 15 hours. And we're back down near the lows. Now, I've been pretty vocal about 9,300, about 9,250. I still think we can get there. But you know what? I've got a pretty good chunk of profit. I just closed out trades for about $20,000 on the Aussie CAD that I've been sitting on for the last 3 months. I am happy to take most of that profit. I do still have some positions in on the higher levels. So up here around 9,600, 9,650, I'm still maintaining some of those sell positions, and I'm going to give it a chance to get down into this inefficiency around 9,250 to 9,200. So I still have a partial position, but not all of it. Okay, one pair that I'm also extremely interested in that I keep talking about in my trading room is the Aussie New Zealand. I am super happy that this is now down below 107. I hope that it's able to slide lower into 10600 or lower. In fact, if this ends up coming down into the 105, and this has been a trade that I've talked about for the last 3 years explicitly in my trading room. I love the fact that we could do something like this. Let's come down here to this low. Okay, my drawing tool is not going to work today for some reason. So let's come down to this low. Let's either continue to slide lower where this entire box right here is where I'm looking to buy. So this to me is a medium term to long term buy opportunity. And the range exists from 1.00, where we had several lows. This is one major test this year. We also had a major test back in 2015. So I'm looking for a higher low to form around 10, anywhere from 106 to 102. I'm looking for a higher low to form, and then we push up and make our way into 114. That is my medium to long-term destination. Now, for me to start buying this, it's going to be starting at 106. And I've already told traders this. I'm going to start at 106. And I'm going to buy again at 105 and 4, 3, and 2. I'm going to space this out by about 100 pips. I will buy this entire area with very small positions. My stop is anything that closes on a daily or weekly chart below this low for March, which is around 1.00. If we close below that low with a weekly candle, I guess it's not meant to be. I'm not going to close out all of my positions. I will close out one at a time, because I might close for a small loss and then see that that low is tested, stops were ran and stops were taken out, and then it returns to where I think it's going to go, which is 114. So rather than saying, oops, I'm wrong, I'm going to close out everything, I'll scale myself out in a, kind of an orderly fashion. But if we start seeing higher lows in here and price pushing higher, I want to stay the course to buy this area and trade it up towards 114, which we've been to. We had this low in 2015. We ran very quickly up to 114. This was, we ran from 1.00 to 1.09. Just off of that 109 handle is like 108.70, and then we fell back in, rallied back up. If we're falling back in, we might have some patterns. Look at how long this consolidation took. Okay, this took almost an entire year. This was like 9 months of trading where we made a lot of money in here on these rallies. We had levels to buy, got paid, bought back in, got paid, bought back in, got paid, and then we bought back in, got paid. So we've been making some pretty good money on the Aussie New Zealand. I'm going to continue to watch this currency pair. This is one of my favorite technical currency pairs to trade. That's a big position for me that I'm looking to build. The Euro Swiss is another one. Last week we talked about this. It just started to make a little bit of a break. Now I almost think that based on this daily chart, it would almost appear that this is a false break to the downside. And how do I know that, or how will I know this? If we push back inside this box over the next couple of days, if we push into this box by the end of the week on Friday the 23rd, that to me is a false break, and we're going to continue to push higher. I'm still buying lows at 107.50. I'm looking for partial profits above 108.10, 108.20. If we breach these highs around 108.40, 108.50, if a daily candle closes above this, I have my sights set on this previous high around 110.50. So I have a plan to, buy this area small, take profit inside the box. If it closes higher, I'm deploying more robots to the upside. I'm buying and stacking orders with buy stops, which if you're interested, I actually did a video on that in my YouTube channel, my Keep It Seriously Simple video series on order types. So broker order types and how to buy and sell, a simple video on what a buy stop is versus a buy limit, how we can take advantage of a trade like this with just understanding what different order types we can take. But I'm going to be long on the Euro Swiss from 108.50 all the way up to 110.50. That's 200 pips of movement. I'm going to be pretty aggressive on that trade. But like I said, for the next couple of days or this week, I will be watching where this thing closes, right? So Euro Swiss is one I'm interested in. Dollar Swiss is another one. We're at 9093. I still love this pocket and inefficiency on the Dollar Swiss daily chart and Dollar Swiss weekly chart. If we see the dollar getting stronger in the near term, which may or may not be the case, this might come back down to these lows. We might test these lows one more time, create larger divergence off the lows, and then shoot up to 93.50. That is my destination. I'm trading this area. I've taken some partial profits on Dollar Swiss. I'm looking to get back in equal lows, higher highs. I have some buy stops up here. I have some buy limits down here. I'm still surrounding this trade with some small conservative buy levels. My profit destination is 93.50. I've talked to traders about this level at 88.50, which is a pocket from 2015, as well as the previous lows from the low at 2015, which is around 8,500. So I will be in this trade, and I will position this trade. I do make some small positive carry and rollover on this trade, but not much, just enough to kind of offset the commission. But I'm still looking to build this position and stay with it till 93.50. I think if a bottom is forming, look, if a bottom forms now and we get to 93.50, I'll probably take profit. If a bottom is forming here around 88 or 86, I will hold this thing at least to 93.50, but planning this thing coming all the way back up towards 1.00 or higher. We still have a pocket way up here around 1.01 and 1.00 on the dollar Swiss. So long term, I will be bullish on this dollar Swiss. Right now with the currency strength chart, take a look at that and I'll refresh the window. We have the pound, the Swiss, and the euro all strong today. Volatility is medium. We have the New Zealand dollar coming back to baseline. The Aussie actually was fairly firm during the Asia session, has come back down a little bit. CAD is slightly stronger, which is allowing that Aussie CAD to retest the gap lows from Sunday night. And then we have the dollar and the yen, which are at the weakest right now this morning. So, it's still day trading for Monday. We'll see where the markets close. Wall Street closes at 4 p.m. Forex market rolls over at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see where the chips fall and where they stack up. My week is going to be spent doing the following. I'm going to be looking for some stocks for my high octane course. I'll have that video posted, my week in review for everybody this week. My trading room starts Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as always. Inside the YouTube section, there's a link to join my trading room. It's just going to be a busy week. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff to consider. There are a lot of things on the calendar. There are a lot of things out there in the news. And look, it's overwhelming. At some point, you just want to stop like soaking in the news. I mean, I like the newsletters. I like Morning Brew, for example. I've subscribed to that for the last few weeks, and I've been really happy to read, Robinhood Snacks, and my Morning Brew gets me a nice little jump start when I have my coffee at 7 a.m., and it just gets me ready for the morning with some topical stuff. Does it pertain to what I'm doing? Is it relevant? Or is it just conversational? But either way, it's just a nice way to kind of get the brain going and stimulate in the morning. I like that, and then we can hit the ground running. Still going to make good decisions. It's important to have margin and cash at the ready. It's important to trade with me and Gary and Tyson for this election event. I know that look, I really think that there are a lot of things right now in the markets, the entire financial market. Okay, this is U.S. markets and abroad. They are hinging on the U.S. election. Okay, I mean, you can think back to 2016, what the markets did. You can get some reactions from the French election in 2018, some yen reactions in 2016. This is probably one of the most polarizing elections that I've certainly ever been a part of and can ever remember in my lifetime, let alone, anybody out there that's in their 50s, 60s, 70s. Like, it just doesn't seem like you're going to see an election like this very often. And one would hope that that's not the case because we have, two divided candidates. So we have a divided nation, and we've got civil unrest and all these other things happening internally with misinformation and disinformation and all this crap to keep us all confused and uncertain and divided. So simplify it. When it comes to investing, when it comes to trading decisions, it's about good equity management, not trading with emotions. Let's follow the technicals because at the end of the day, the technicals and how they play out typically win 99% of the time. And it's not instantaneous. Like, you might not see the perfect, trade come to fruition exactly how you timed it or planned it. But if you give these markets the time, these technicals continue to work. If that was not the case, I wouldn't be here talking to you. If that wasn't the case, I would never forecast or plan a single trade. But I do, and I do that successfully, and we make a lot of profits together in trading rooms, and it's great. But it comes with a plan. And so the best tool that I have right now is I have margin on my side. I have cash at the ready. I have systems and strategies that I can deploy in short-term charts as well as medium and long-term charts. I have a less noisy strategy. I have a very, get in the trenches and get your hands dirty strategy. There will be systems that you'll see if you join us for that election event, systems that I'll be using to get the job done. Because if decent day-to-day movement is created from the election onward, I want to take advantage of that short-term opportunity. If it's just a ton of noise and a ton of indecision, I will wait for the dust to settle and I will follow along with the bigger momentum and sentiment after. So the market's going to have to make a decision. I mean, I would say worst case scenario is nothing happens, there's no movement, and what do you do? Well, that's why we trade with good equity management. If it comes out where we're break even or we're having small losses or small wins, we're going to be fine. We survive, we go trade another day. But I think that there's going to be a lot of movement. I think that the entire financial sector is hinging on what's going to happen for election day and week and month, and how ugly it gets and how divided it gets, how uncertain it gets. Back in March, the market hates uncertainty. So coming into this, kind of home stretch with the final debate this week on Thursday, and we're just over 2 weeks out from the election, it's going to get very interesting. It's going to get very noisy. It's going to be a boiling point. And so the question for all of you, the question for me is, are we prepared? And so I'm trying to be as prepared as possible, as level-headed as possible. And so I'm happy that we're going to be doing an election event. We can follow things along. I'm working with great teammates to do this together, and having hopefully thousands of traders out there that are looking to follow along, that are looking to make some good rational decisions. And it's not just in Forex, it's going to be the stock market. Do we have opportunities to buy dips? Or are we looking at the market to fall by the end of the year and start off 2021 with a bit of recovery, or rally through the rest of this year and then fall in 2021 when reality sets in? We don't know. If we had a crystal ball, I'd tell everybody that I know where it's going, but we don't. So we have to make good decisions. Okay. So quick recap. If you didn't have a chance to subscribe to the YouTube channel, please do that. Like the video, share this information. I will post, like I said, check out under this video section. There's going to be show more. Look in these comments, and I will post the page here for our election event. It is free for everybody on Monday, November 2nd. We're going to do 2 sessions that day. So you have 2 live sessions with us for absolutely free. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, if you want to trade with us live, that's a small fee. Like I said, it's going to be like $10 or $20, but it's absolutely worth it. The systems that we're using, the strategies that we have, you can see how they work. You see how we're going to trade them live. Okay, so that's a couple weeks away, but you're going to see a video. Actually, I'm posting a video this week on it. Tyson and Gary will be doing videos as well. So we will be getting traders involved with what's happening now, what to look for as this election event is coming up. And then our live sessions will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. All right, busy week this week with some earnings. Obviously, a lot of news to digest. And as always, we'll do our best. So I look forward to seeing everybody in my flex room this week. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment in the YouTube channel. Send me a post or send me a comment. And have a good week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.